Hey, what's up, Hard and Hustle? Welcome back to another video. Tonight we're going to be doing these two t-shirts right here. And with those two t-shirts, we're going to be putting these two logos. I am going to be using the Logic White that Sign Warehouse sent me. I'll be using that in this video. And then last minute, I went to go pick this up. I had actually went to Michael's and was almost forced, because it's last minute, to buy Caesar Easy Weed. You know I don't like to use it. But there was a customer there. She actually pointed me in the direction of this place that was here that I didn't know about. So I was able to go over there and I was able to pick up 1 yard for like 10 bucks. Caesar Easy Weed at Michael's was $20. You get a 40% off, but still, that's still too high. If she is watching this video, I just want to say thank you, because I was able to go by there. I made it just in time before they closed, so thank you. And what I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to show you how with these two pictures, I'm going to put them in Photoshop. We're going to delete some of the background. Then I'm going to put them into Adobe Illustrator, and I will turn them into vectors. Once I turn them into vectors, like the last video, you'll see that once it's a vector, you'll be able to use it with LXI to be able to be cut on your vinyl cutter. So we're going to do that. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take Batman and we're going to drop him into Photoshop. So with being with the blue background or blue or black, whatever this is, I'm not going to delete it. All I'm going to do is take this eraser tool right here and delete this and erase that right there. So now I'm going to just save this, save as, and I'm going to save it as a PNG file. We'll leave it as Batman. Hit OK. All right, we can close this one out. Now I'm going to come back to my files. So as we see here, we have a PNG file and we have the JPEG and we have a PNG file. So now I'm going to take Michael Myers and I'm going to drop him into Photoshop. So this time with the white background, I'm going to delete the background. So you're going to hold this down and you're going to have 3 different erasers right here. So I'm going to come down to the magic eraser tool, click that one, click anywhere on the white, and it should delete everything. All right, so now you can see we have no more background. So with that being said, we're going to save it as a PNG. It's already ready. We'll save it. Hit OK. So now we can close out Photoshop. And we have Adobe Illustrator ready. So I'm going to take the PNG file, drop it into Illustrator, and now we have it here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, this black box right here. This is just a little bit too big, so we're just going to bring it down a little bit, get Batman to fit in the box. Then we're going to bring them all the way to the bottom. And then it's not all the way to the top, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside the box just a little bit. Once we're there, you can use your arrow keys to move it around. I'm just trying to get it on the box. All right, we got it there. So the next thing you want to do after you do that is you see these anchor points. So if you look at the top, there's a menu right here. If I click off to the left or to the right, anywhere on the screen, you're going to see that the menu is going to change. It's going to say no selection over here on the top left. So you're going to click the picture, and then you're going to see it says image now. So this is your the different things you could do to the image. So what we want to do is we want to image trace it. So we're going to hit image trace. Let me show you. Let's Control Z to go back. So you're going to try to get this picture as close to this as you can. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit image trace now. And that's cool because it changes to black. So we don't have to worry about the different colors, the blue or the black that was down here. It took it all out. So this picture actually looks pretty good. But what I want to do is I want to get these right here a little more sharper, a little more rounder. So you're going to come right here to this little box. It says image trace panel. You're going to click that. Right here, threshold. We're going to mess with that one just a little bit. See if we can get these little circles right here to become circles instead of being like a circle and then a sharp point. We'll just start messing with it. That looks a little better. Let's back it up a little bit. So I want these two to connect like the way the other one just did. So that looks good. We'll leave that there. And then you can mess with these advanced settings right here. So let's see, we just moved this one to 98. Really didn't do too much to it. We'll go to 50%. We'll just leave it where it was at, 50%. I don't like this right here, this big gap. If I can get this in there, that'll be good, but we'll see. No. So this is just messing with the corners. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave this one at 25 pixels. But in all, that picture right there looks pretty good. If you go back to the original picture in our file, you open it up. Here's the original. This is what I was talking about right here. If you look at these lines right here, these look okay. We'll just leave it the way it is. So we're going to close this one back out. All right, so once you got it here, the next thing to do is you have to expand it. When you expand it, what it's going to do is it's going to add all your tracing points around it. So if you have a JPEG, the cutters won't cut JPEGs because JPEGs, when you zoom into a JPEG, you see all the little squares, all the pixels. You'll see all the pixels, and it's not going to cut it because of all these pixels. So instead of this thing trying to cut it, it knows that your cutter is going to be going crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, we're going to hit expand. So now we have all these anchor points. All these anchor points, what they're doing is they're making these lines nice and fine to where it's not pixelated. So once we got it like this, I'm going to come up here and we are going to save as Batman, but we need to change it to a SVG file. SVG files can be cut with just about any cutter. So like I did with the dog video, all this right here, leave the settings just like that. So we got Batman complete. We're going to come back down to our little box, and now we're going to see we got Batman as a PNG. Keep saying PNG. We got Batman as the JPEG, and then we turned it into a PNG file, and then we changed it to a SVG file that shows. There it is, SVG. So now we're going to get our Michael Myers PNG file, which is this one. Bring it down to Adobe Illustrator and drop it in there. So as you can see, when I deleted the background in Photoshop, look at this. No background here. Just like the Batman had the black. This one doesn't. It's okay. So we're going to work with this one. Resize them. Drop them in here. And we should be good. If you go over this line, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna go with our arrows and just center it. All right, same thing. We're gonna leave the picture clicked. We're gonna come up here, we're gonna click image trace. And then we're gonna come up here to the image trace panel. This one actually looks okay. I would just leave it like that, but we'll go with it just like that. Okay, so we're gonna leave it there. The picture is still clicked. One last thing I forgot to do was come down here and click ignore white. I'm not sure if I did that with Batman. I always click ignore white, so we're gonna click it. And what it does is it takes the white out. See the white? Ignore white. Takes it away. So then we're gonna come up here and hit expand again. Now you see all of our anchor points. Then we're just gonna save it again. Don't forget, SVG. Save as. So let's go ahead. We're going to drop these into, let me open up LXI. I'll drop these two files in there so we can look at them, make sure they look right. And then we'll turn on the cutter and get ready to cut them. So I want to go about 12, we'll go 13 by 13. Okay, so we'll move Design Central out of the way. Come down here. Let's go with Michael Myers. So grab the SVG file, bring Michael Myers into it. Then you can move them. So remember, everything that is red is going to be cut. And since we deleted the background in this one don't have no background, we have to ungroup this whole thing. So we're just going to highlight it, arrange, group, ungroup all. We click this little box down here, the fill mode, click that. You can come over here, click this box and delete it. Don't forget to regroup it all. I'm going to hit this weld button because it looked like there was a piece right here that's overlapping. So I'm going to weld it, see if it did anything. No, it still looks the same. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come here, Control G to group it all, and then we're going to resize it. So this is, everything in red is going to be cut. So we're going to bring this down, the width, bring it in a little bit. So we're looking at a 12-inch piece by, let's go a little bit. If you come here, when you have the picture clicked, if you come right here to this, you're going to get an automatic dimension tool. I've never showed this in the videos before. So you click this, and what it's going to do is it's going to actually show you from the top of this to the bottom, so the length and the width. So we're looking at 8.79 by 12.33. So you can leave it on there by hitting the check mark, or you can take it off by hitting X. I usually just look at it and take it away. So that's the size we're working with. I'm gonna hit OK. And go a little bit wider. Then just recenter it. So we're good. Now I'm going to save this as a save as, and it's going to save it as an LXI. So we'll name it Michael. We'll just name it Michael again. Take out the JPEG, and we're good. So we come down here, close him out. We have our LXI file now. Drop Batman. Drop them into LXI now. We got it there. So we're going to highlight the whole thing, ungroup, arrange, ungroup. There's no quick keys for this, so you have to go through that step to ungroup them all. And then we're going to come, show what we're going to be cutting. Click this first one, delete it, click the second one, and delete it. Now we just stay with this file. Make sure you regroup it because you can move individual pieces now, so you don't want to do that, right? So you can always Control Z to undo. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here, highlight the whole thing, and Control G will give us the group back together. So we're going to click the background so we can come back to Design Central. Now it's showing the size of our background. So we're going to go 12. Just type it in. 12 by, let's see. So that's the size we're gonna go with. And then I gotta change this to change the background to make sure I'm not shrinking it. I'm just making the page bigger. And we're good. You can click the picture and move them over. So what I want to do now is come in here and add some color to this. See, like, find the pieces. We're going to come here. See. Yeah. So you can add the black back in here so you can see it. What I want to do now is grab this piece. Drop that into there. To the nose. Zoom in a little bit. Remember, you want to get, whenever you're dropping the color in there, you got 3 different things. You got the paintbrush. You got the paintbrush that it works with. You got the pen tool. What it's going to do, the pen tool will just outline it. And then you got the photo bucket, which fills it. So what we're going to, I zoomed in a little bit so that it would fit inside there. We can get the bucket in there. Drop it into different places. See how I did that? Just the outline. Make sure you have the bucket so it can go in there. Then we're going to zoom out. We got the whole thing fixed. I'm going to ungroup this thing again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come click this and delete it. Whoops. Delete it. So there you go. That's how it's going to look on a white shirt. Yeah, black shirt. Black with a white shirt. So here we go. We're going to save this one as Batman LXI. Says it already exists, but it doesn't. I don't know, that was weird. Oh, it's going to be a black shirt. It's going to be this black shirt right here with white, with this white right here. And then the other one, the white shirt, is going to be the Michael Myers with the black. So we got those files complete. Took a little bit, but if I wasn't doing the video, I could just run through it real quick. So without explaining it, we got it. We got all the files pulled up. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to get ready to cut it. So let me go ahead and stop recording the screen, get this set up, and then we'll turn on the heat press in a little bit so we can press these shirts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to load this in here. I got one roller over this blue one, and I'm going to put this one over that. Line up my lines right here, my guidelines. Keep this vinyl straight. Once we got it, we can just lock it in place. Once we got it on, I'm going to go ahead and set it up for the front edge. You can't see it, but right here it says front edge. I'm just going to hit 1. That's going to do its thing. It's going to measure the vinyl, and it's going to kick back. There's a sensor down here, and it's going to measure. What it's going to do is going to kick the vinyl back, measure it to the edge. So let's see how it works. So if I look here, it's got probably like ½ an inch sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back a little bit so I can use the most of my vinyl. So I'm going to bring it back. So what I'm doing is in my backhand, my finger in the back, I'm measuring this same line right here. Once I get it where I want it, got it where I want it, I'm going to clamp it down. I'm going to do it again. That's better. It's right at the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to send it. Okay, so you know the deal. You come here, you click send. It's going to pull it up. This is actually vinyl here, so what we're going to do is we want to make sure that we flip this. Don't forget to flip it. So we got it flipped. I guess it wouldn't matter because it's just a picture, but all right. We're going to flip it. Then we're gonna hit send. Let it do its thing. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. Now I'm gonna load this Logic white pill in there so we can get ready to cut this one. Remember, this is the one that Sign Warehouse sent me, Logic Universal White, and this is gonna be the one with Michael Myers. All right, so as you can see, I have two pieces of vinyl here. So this thing has a sensor underneath here. You can see it. That sensor right there. So whenever the sensor reads the vinyl, it's only reading to about right there. It reads to about right here and it stops. So I'm wasting, it's gonna waste 2 inches of vinyl. I don't know if you saw the black, but I did the same thing. So what I'm having to do for right now is tape this one to this so that it senses this whole piece right here. And when it senses this whole piece, it will cut all the way to 12 inches. I'm gonna have to do my homework and figure out why. I see there's a big strip here and then 3 little ones, 3 little blue strips. So maybe I can move this over right here. Maybe I can move this over and get it to this third one over here, but I'll have to check it out. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like this and do the cut because it worked for the Batman. All right, so here's a cool feature right here. It says load media. If I were to hit send over there on accident, this one's not gonna start cutting. The R Series 2, regardless, if you hit send, it was gonna start cutting. So this one won't cut until you actually press the little lever down. Watch this. When I press the lever down, it knows that it's in there. Here's what I was talking about. Row 1, front edge. So let's click that and see what it does. So I went to that first roller, throwing me off. So I'm gonna pick this. I'm gonna move this back to the edge over here, recenter this. Then I'm gonna hit 1 again and see what it does. All right, it's confusing to me. I'm gonna learn it. This is only my second time using it. If you got one of these, if you have a cutter like this and you know exactly what's going on, hey, give me a comment down below. Let me know what's up so that I can fix it. If not, it's cool. I'll do my homework and I'll figure it out. All right, so we got it pulled up. We got the right one here. We got it flipped. There's our image. So let's go ahead and send it over. Right, this one's complete. Like I said, I had to tape those two together so that it would cut all the way to the edge out here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out. We're going to start weeding it. Alright, so here it is. You know me, I like to save dead space, so I'm going to cut this out down to the shoulder. This out down to the shoulder. I'm going to take this roller blade that I got. Save this piece. Come back over here with this. Same thing. Save this piece. So in my last video, someone was asking me what kind of cutter this is. This is what it is right here. That's what it is. I just bought it at Walmart. I went to Walmart, the little hobby little section that they had, and I picked this up there. So if you're looking for one, just go to Walmart. You can get it there. All right, so let's start weeding Batman. So this one that I bought is also a matte finish. It didn't, like I said, the lady when I bought it, I asked her what kind of vinyl it was. She wasn't too sure. So if you look at one side of the vinyl, if you look at this side, you can't tell if it's going to be a glossy vinyl or a matte finish. And as I'm peeling it, we can see that it is a matte finish. So I can't tell you what kind of vinyl this is because the store that I went to buy it from, she didn't know what it was. But whatever it is, it weeds pretty good. Like, as you can see, that piece that we fixed up on Illustrator came out pretty good. Let's see if you see it without the glare of the light. I'll show you whenever we press it on. But that little piece that we put on there came out pretty good. The thing about that store either, there was no like, didn't tell you what temperature to press this at, so I'm gonna press it the same temperature that I pressed Thermoflex Plus on. I might turn it down a little bit because this one's thinner than Thermoflex Plus, but hopefully it comes out good. Trim some of these pieces off. Alright, so here's Batman. So this one got about this much extra on there. I'm going to cut it off. Save this piece. So we'll be able, once we get this one peeled, we'll be able to see, look at our detail work that we did with Adobe Illustrator, make sure it came out right. You see the cutter, the detail in that cutter cut it right there. Pretty good. See how these letters come out? Here they come. Nice and smooth. Right here we have an E. That's the only reason why I got stuck. Another E. Alright, so I'm going to grab something real quick. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I just wanted to grab this light thing so you can plug it in, make sure we're getting all the little detail stuff out of there. Alright, so there's this one. You can see it. This one came out really nice. Those letters came out really good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on this heat press, get it warmed up, and then we'll get to pressing these two right here. Alright, so I did the Batman in the wrong color. So I had to redo it. I redid it now. I did it so the white for the black. So what we're going to do first is we're going to press the shirt first to get all the moisture out of it. Alright, so now we're going to use our T-square so we can get this shirt squared off. So we're going to come, we're going to measure it. Make sure we're in the center of the shirt. We're good right there. So what I'm going to use is, I'm going to go with this right here as the center point. We're just going to line these lines up right there. So if you look, I use this guide right here to line up the middle, and then I use this point. So we got the logo in the middle of the shirt. I only went 2 inches on this one because it's such a big piece. So like I said, I hold it here, pick this up, lay it back down. So as you can see, this is hanging off on this end, but what I'm going to do is move this up. Now the whole thing is sitting on there. Get my Teflon tape, Teflon paper, then we'll give it a press. This is the Logic warm peel. It's a warm peel, so we can just peel it right off. And that looks good. Now we're going to do the other one. Alright, so we're going to put the next shirt on there. Give it a quick press to take the moisture out. Use a T-square so we can get it in the middle. So right there we got the middle of the shirt. So I'm going to go off the words on the bottom, 3 inches from the top. We've got our logo on there, picture. Give it a press. So I'm not sure if this is a hot pill or a cold pill. We'll just go slowly. And it's coming off with the warm. And there's this one. As you can see, these letters came out good with that new vinyl cutter. The detail. So we got the 2 shirts printed. Alright, so there's the 2 shirts that we said we were going to get done tonight. Like I said, I did them opposite colors. I didn't want to show you the whole process of doing cutting and weeding them again. So there they are, complete. They came out good. The detail of this cutter, I really like it. Thank you again, Sign Warehouse, for sending it to me. We used, I don't know what kind of vinyl we used on here. I picked it up today. The lady didn't know what it was, so I gave it a shot. And then that one over there is the Logic White Pill, Universal White, that Sign Warehouse also sent me to feature in the video, so I'm going to use it. But again, I just want to say thank you for sticking around, and until next time, keep pressing.